What's up everybody, here's my giraffe take on the Misty Mine changes, where you can now, if we go into them, Devil Dom and then Dimensional Trial Space, go down here to the Misty Mines and wait for it to load. We'll just leave this on the splash screen right here, where you can now occupy 2 mines with 2 teams instead of just 1. Is it a positive change? Spoiler, in my opinion, it isn't. In this video, I'll go over what the Misty Mines was before this and then what it has been changed to, so let's get it. So in the old mines, I don't have any footage. Maybe I do. I don't know. I save a lot of stuff to my computer and then I don't label it correctly and then stuff builds up and then all of a sudden I have a folder with 70 gigs worth of recorded footage that I have no idea what they are, and I have to, anyways, that's my problem, not your problem. If you go into the Misty Mines information, so if we scroll down here, where is it? Right here. You can see in the Misty Mines, you can mine up for 8 hours, like I just said, with a maximum accumulation of 24 hours. And if you hear any pitter pattering, that's because my dog is just walking all over the place. Sometimes you may hear that in the videos. She's crazy. She's one of those mall walkers. So the main concept of the Misty Mines is you're going to try to gain as much adamantite, which is this right here at the top, as possible throughout the week by occupying mines and stealing from others. The best mine, I'm going to call it the purple mine. I know it's called something different. The best one gave you 35 adamantite per minute. I won't bother talking about the 2 red ones, 1, 2, or the ones below that, because I'm just trying to compare the highest rewards possible. So 35 a minute is equal to 2100 per hour. So you can use this to determine how much you're going to gain in that 8 hours. So that's going to be 16,800 adamantite if you were not stolen from. Now you could use this information to target players. So I can actually show you this in the video right here. And I am on my beta server 9. So you're going to see that my Misty Mines is pretty much non-existent. There's really no one here. So we're just going to click on this player right here. So his timer only has 5 minutes left. So if I click on this player, you're going to see that their total gains is 6,175. I'm not going to try to steal from him just because Tezek is a guild member. This is just a way to see how much they've mined so far. Successful looting will end the target's mining and take away 10 to 40% of the accumulated adamantite. So there is RNG involved. Obviously, you're going to want to target players sitting on a lot more. So even if you rock that bad RNG of say 10% on the lower side, your return still will be noticeable. In this format, because you could stack mining hours, it was smart to stop mining on Thursday so you could save up 24 hours worth of time for the 2 times gain on the weekends. So if you click on the Misty Mines information, right here it says the weekend double gains event is available on Saturday and Sunday. So Thursday when you logged in, you got your 8 hours. You didn't do any mining. You could steal from others if you wanted to. Friday, you got your 8 hours. Once again, you could steal from others. You could just not checkmark the option to occupy the mine after successful looting. And then Saturday, you got your 8 hours. And now that is going to equal 24 hours of mining. Thursday, 8, Friday, 8, Saturday, 8, 8, 16, 24 hours of mining time for the 2 times gain on Saturday. Then Sunday, you're also going to have your usual 8 hours of 2 times as well. Now, there was workarounds where you could swap mines. Like if you click on this option right here, swap mines, if you had been farming a lot, and if you were a little bit nervous if players were going to steal from you. So if you wanted to keep 100% of the accumulated resources you had, you can swap mines for 500 gems instead of waiting that whole mining period out. So this means it was quite easy to run the train on the Adamantite Bazaar shop. So if we go, actually, hold up, I think I can actually click, there we go. The Bazaar shop, which is this on the screen right now, every week maxing out, say, the Mythic Magic Guide chest, the Legendary if you wanted, and the Magic Cores. They have since added more stuff in the latest changes, but I'm just trying to show you this as an example. Even as a free-to-play, many were able to do 200,000 plus adamantite a week with the trick I just showed you about storing up your mining hours. If VIP 5, I think it is, and you got that extra attack, it could easily bump you up to 300k plus. Whales easily getting 400k plus. Now we're going to fast forward to the recent Misty Mine changes, and my dog is going crazy right now. So the Misty Mine differences. No more mining time. You can mine indefinitely in 8-hour durations. You can see this is on the latest version of the Misty Mines. There's no more mining timer. Before it was at the bottom, just above the numbers here of the different mine zones. So now you can just mine your heart away. Added a crap load of extra loot attempt buys with gems. Believe it's 6 extra, at least it is for this account. It's something like this. And the cost increases with each buy starting at 100. So if you do 100, 150, 200, you can see it's going to get expensive very, very quickly. I just can't keep up with the gem costs. added a secondary mining team, which led to also increased bugs. Looting and trying to occupying mines would say, no, you can't do this, no gear equipped. Setting up your 2-team setup didn't save anything. Gear magically unequipping, secondary team not receiving the gear rune bonuses, etc, etc. So you can see I have my first team right here and I have my second team right here, or I can click on team and you can see I have these 2 teams occupying those said mines. Reduce the adamantite gain from the top purple mine, which is what I called it at the beginning of the video, from 35 a minute down to 13. You can see right here, it is now changed to 13 a minute, meaning even with 2 teams occupying the best mine, you're still only getting 26 a minute, which makes it that much harder for a free-to-play since you need 2 strong teams. Also, you have to constantly log in and check your Misty Mines since there's no notifications option to make sure no one has looted you, as that will significantly drop your gains. So throughout the day, now I have to log in, check my mail, and it will say, oh, someone's looted you, or you can just go into Devil Dom, go back into the Misty Mines, and you can see that the little message will pop up, someone's looted you. But basically you have to log in throughout the day just to make sure your 8 hours hasn't been stolen, because if you go to bed and then someone was like, you know what, I'm just gonna loot this person, you wake up 7 hours later, that's 7 hours of mining time that you no longer have. Reward rankings change, so if you click on the view more, and then you can go into the ranking rewards right here. Now, I forgot what they were in the original mines, but now server rewards give you this amount of legendary magic guide chests. Like I said, I can't remember if these were changed or not, but if you go into the cross server mine rewards, now these were definitely changed. You now have a better chance at mythic magic guide chests, because I believe before it was only the top 3, now it's top 100. Obviously the lower ranking you get, the lower amount you're going to get, but this is probably the only positive thing to come out of this Misty Mine change, even if, like I said, the total chests become smaller and smaller and smaller, to the point where if you're 51 to 100 you're only getting 6. But listen, 6 is still something. It's better than nothing. And then if we back out once more, added more options of the magic guide chests in the adamantite bazaar shop. So if we go into the mall, you can see right here, they added more mythics, they added more legendaries. I think that's all they added. But anyways, they added more, and basically how it went was you had a discount of the first one, then it went 60k, I believe, and now they added a third one for 70k. Plus you have more frustration having to burn through gems for extra attempts, which depends on how competitive your Misty Mine bracket is, as this will increase the cost, in order to keep a somewhat acceptable weekly gain for the shop. I'm not even referring to players who are not at that stage of building up 2 strong teams, because now your resources have been drastically reduced. So I feel for you. If you only have 1 strong team that has a better chance of not getting poached constantly and can mine the purple mine, which is the top mine, safely, great, now you go from 35 in the original to 13. If you could only mine 1 of the 2 red ones, now you're down to 10 a minute. And then if you were doing one of these ones, 8 a minute. So on top of all of this, they slapped a requirement on this new change of 2 teams to be account level 115 to even have access to this. That means when Misty Mines becomes available at level 90, you have to suffer for 25 more levels until you can even somewhat get meaningful resource gains in this new system. I know this because if we check out my most recent global server account, so let me just do that right now. If you're wondering, it is on server 540. Let me just load this up right here. We go into the Misty Mines. You can see right here, I am level 114, or actually I didn't show you, did I? So I'm level 114 account level. If I go into Misty Mines, you can see I only have option for 1 team. So for free-to-play, new or newer players like this account, this is a huge blow to your magic guide chest gains. What could have taken X amount with the original mines will now take you, let's say, these are just random numbers out of the top of my head, but like 5 times, 10 times as long. The point is, it has increased the time it will take by a lot, so how can that be a positive change? Now let's break down the new Misty Mine version. I'm going to base this off what I can do on my beta server 9 account, so I will occupy 2 teams of the purple mine, which is going to be 13 a minute each, so let's chop that up to 26 a minute. Now there is no mining daily limit anymore. However, it is broken up into 8-hour sections. With your 2 free attempts after 8 hours with 26 a minute, this brings us to 6,240 a mine, so total would be around 12,480. As in the mail, I get 6,565, so I'm wondering if this isn't including my VIP mining bonuses. At VIP 5, it's still 5%, so if we add that to the 6,240, it comes out to 6,552, So I don't know, maybe it's like more or less. Anyways, I wasn't including this in the original calculations, so we're gonna scrap this. This is getting a little bit out of control. Anyways, 6,240 a mine. So for 2, that would be 12,480 in 8 hours in the new Misty Mine version. 16,800 was what I was making in the old Misty Mine version for 1 mine of the same quality in 8 hours. So in order to make that amount back, I would need to do 1 more mine of 8 hours. I'll do another purple mine costing me 100 gems, which would bring me to around 18,720. Let's call it close enough, so already we need to spend 100 gems plus an extra 8 hours of mining to basically get what we could have been doing previously. Now this is going to cause frustration as well because this doesn't factor in being stolen from or straight up getting your mine taken over, or factoring in how strong your second team is and what quality of mine you can safely farm. If you don't have a strong enough second team to occupy the purple mine, that means you would need to do maybe 1 purple and 1 red, and then once that's over, you do another purple. Either way, we now understand it will cost you more gems and more mining to get roughly the same amount as before. Gotcha. Interesting. So the realistic approach would be mining 16 hours a day, 24,960 a day, plus 250 gems Monday to Friday, 124,800 plus 1,250 gems. 20 purple mine takeovers, so 250 times 20 is 5,000, 129,800 adamantite total for Monday to Friday. Then for the weekend, it's going to be 2 times the rate. Saturday is going to be 49,920 plus 250 gems. Sunday, 49,920 plus 250 gems. 8 purple mine takeovers, so 250 times 8 is 2,000. The total for the weekend is going to be roughly around 101,840 plus 500 gems. So the total adamantite for the week, roughly, like I said, this is a super surface level estimate, 231,640 adamantite, plus needing to use 1,750 gems. This would be a more casual approach rather than me trying to maximize my weekly rewards based off my account and what it's able to do, which would involve either staying up until 1 AM Eastern time, as that is the server reset for myself, to start mining, or setting an alarm to wake up at 1 AM only to go back to sleep after and wake back up for 4:30 AM for work. Basically, this method will be mining from 1 AM to 9 AM. That would be my first mine. 9 AM to 5 PM would be my second mine, and then 5 PM to 1 AM would be my third mine. So 24 hours of mining daily from Monday to Sunday. Am I going to do this? Heck no. I ain't setting alarms for an idle gacha and messing up my sleep. All in all, this is a frustrating change, only to allow the casual player, which I would consider myself, logging in here and there, maybe 1 hour a day of playtime, the opportunity for 5 to 10 more Mythic Magic Guide chests a week. However, you're going to need 2 teams and more gems needed. However, I really only see this benefiting high spenders, or from a free-to-play perspective, free-to-play players in dead Misty Mine brackets where there's little to no competition because everyone else quit. Or you've just stuck with your server since day 1 and you're able to get strong, you're in the 10 mil plus range, and you're able to be at the top because, like I said, all the spenders have quit. Misty Mines has had its issues since day 1. The top one would be attackers. Say I wanted to loot this person right here, I would just check loot and occupy the position. I could just infinitely attack someone without it costing a looting attempt, if they were unsuccessful, of course. That's just a terrible system. But yeah, this change completely ruined my experience with the mines. The original format was fine. They introduced warrior chase, like obviously I'm sure many are aware of this by now. But let me go to combat, click on this, hopefully not too much lag. They introduced warrior chase right here and joint assault. This is going to keep you busy with 2 teams, plus faction towers were said to be on the way. They just needed to tidy up the mines, but instead they created an even bigger mess. As you can tell, I'm not really happy about this, and I know many have quit because of this change about the Misty Mines that I'm talking about right now. For me, this is another questionable decision made to the game. If you stuck with me for this long, thanks for listening to me vent about the game. If you do actually like this new Misty Mine change, I'm curious. Leave a comment down below what you like about it. I'm not hating. If you like it, that's great. As always, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.